This is Elland Road. Marching on together.
Welcome to Matchday Live. We are back for a brand new season as the club aim for promotion back to the Premier League. LUTV will be the place to be throughout the season for live coverage of every game. And you can watch today's game in selected territories by buying your match pass now. Just head to the subscribe section of the LUTV website. And we could not kick off the first Matchday show without our very own Michael Bridges alongside us. Bridgie, I've missed you.
I've missed you too, Emma.
This summer feels long without you.
It does. I think without and without you, but I think without the Euros and without the Olympics, we would have been lost.
I think
we're back
so.
home, we're at Elland Road, first game of the season. Bring it on.
Oh, it feels so good to be back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think we are as excited as fans as the players are ahead of a game like this today.
Well, as a player, yes, you get excited for the first game of the season, but the pre-season is so drooling. You know, you can't wait for the season to kick off and put all that hard energy you've used in work to get ready for the first game. The fans, however, will cry out for this. You look for the fixture list, you wait for that to come out, and then you wait for that first game of the season. You're telling all your kids and your families, we're going to Elland Road, we've got a home fixture. Let's get down there.
It is amazing. But you know how it feels as a player, Bridgie.
Yeah.
That opening game of the season, the build up to it, you know how excited the fans are and how much expectation is on the first game. We can't deny that part. How does that make you feel as a player?
The nerves are there, the excitement's there. You go through every single emotion to lead up to this point. However, you've got to control that, you've got to nurture it, you've got to put it into a positive way and just think, you know, we came so close last season, let's turn that negativity and start fresh and go again. That's the mindset you've got to have, and that's what pre-season is all about. So I always used to look forward to the first game of the season. Not that I ever had really good first games of the season, especially my debut here against Derby. I was terrible. The fans are going, what have we signed? You get rid of some of the nerves, the shackles come off, and then you go and express yourself. Well,
look, you mentioned the playoff final. Will they have forgotten about that? Will it be used as motivation now, do you think, this season to kickstart?
Got to use it as motivation. If I can give any kind of sum it up, I missed out with Sunderland when we got beaten in the playoff finals to Charlton. Next season we all stuck together as a team. The manager stayed as well, Peter Reid, and we went and got promoted with the most amount of points in a season. So that's the motivation you need. That's the kind of, you know, if the team had been obliterated and we'd have lost our manager, it would have been restart the process again. Thankfully, we've still got Daniel Farker, we've got new sponsors on board, we've got the investment going, and the players that are here to play. Joe Rodon, for me, is an unbelievable signing.
Yeah,
to
it was
get him
incredible that.
officially at this football club. He was one of my highlight players last season.
Yeah, he was exceptional. But the thing is, Bridgie, we ended last season on 90 points.
Yes.
In any other season, that would have guaranteed us automatic promotion. And even to have that as the bar that's set, the expectation is there, absolutely, but it's a difficult bar to reach, that, isn't it?
It is, and it's all about the start of the season. That's what it is about. We've got to start very well. I'll go back to my old assistant manager, Eddie Gray. He used to give us this running session, and it was horrendous. It was so tough. And he always used to say, if you don't start well in this, you'll struggle to finish it. And I always remember that, because I used to go out hell for leather, and then you could stagger over the line. If you don't start well in that, you couldn't finish it. This is the season that we had last year. We didn't start very well. We finished very well. It wasn't close enough. A hell of a target, but that's the same standard and the same points total we've got to go and achieve this season if we want to get promoted.
Am I right in thinking that Eddie Gray still goes out running now? I know he did until very recently.
Probably does, you know.
And I guarantee he would embarrass both of us.
All day long.
He'd leave us behind.
I'm a couch potato. Eddie still looks fit.
Don't worry, Bridgie, I'm not going to tell anybody how much black pudding you've just demolished before we came on air. But like you say there, the expectation is there. You and I were discussing before we came on air that Leeds United are already favourites, aren't they, to get automatic promotion this season. How do you deal with that kind of pressure?
And as we should be, Emma. You know how close we came last year, the amount of points tally, the players at our disposal, Elland Road are for us, the fan base we've got, the investment we've got, the manager, everything is there to suggest that Leeds United. So what you've got to do, you've got to embrace it. If you see that as a challenge and you will let it affect you, then we're going to struggle. But the players have been there last season, they loved it. We've got some new players that have come back on from a loan spell that we'll chat about later on. But the blueprint is there to go out and achieve it. And I'm just delighted that Daniel Farker was the man that stayed. To be able to work all pre-season on his philosophy and just add little tweaks to it.
And we will hear from Daniel Farker ahead of kick-off this afternoon, but he touched on what you said, Bridgie, about the fact that last season we didn't get off to a great start, but you and I were sat on this sofa discussing the fact that he very quickly steadied that ship and look at where he managed to get us. So you're right, if the start is good this season and we continue that way, we could improve on last season.
Even in them first few games where we didn't, and we got a few draws, we got some late goals. You think how many late goals we scored early on last season? There were key goals and key points, but the style of play you could see was there for everybody to witness what Daniel was trying to do. And then once the window shut, then we just saw us. We kicked into action. We were absolutely superb. So the start has got to come. It can't be the window anymore. It's got to be at this moment in time, and it starts here against a newly promoted team who shouldn't be coming here and dictating play.
Oh, Bridgie, you could be doing my job. I like that. We talk about it all the time, don't we? But how important is it to capitalise on the atmosphere here at Elland Road?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm looking out there, and the shirts are building up. The new yellow jersey.
Shirts.
I am a
massive
fan of it. It's huge. You know, the smiley face badge has got a lot of history at this football club. The fans have gone out and embraced it, so they're ready. They're up for the day, and it's just you've got to harness that energy and put it into performances. Now, the pre-season games that I've seen, I've been delighted with. Like we talked about results, me and you before we came on. They've been brilliant. We've won the games. I don't care what the scorelines are. I look at performances, and the performances have been marvellous. The last one against Valencia at home, where some of the new players got to test this atmosphere here. To be able to say, whoa, it can be intimidating for the opposition. I've got to harness this and put in a performance. So that performance against Valencia, we've got to back that up here today.
We have, because this is where it counts.
This is where it counts. This is where the points are on the board. And Portsmouth are a team that are going to come, the newly promoted team. We saw Ipswich go back to back, so it can be done. Wrexham have done it in the lower divisions. They're going to have a go for a third time. So you cannot underestimate these teams that are coming up into a new division these days, because the managers, the style of play, the players that they've brought in as well. There's a few good players have come in. Matt Ritchie from Newcastle, from the Premier League. So it's not going to be easy. And Daniel Farker made a very good comment in his interview during the week leading into this game. I'd rather play them 6 to 10 games in. And the reason is he wants to be able to analyse them. He wouldn't have seen much of them last season. Concentrate the teams in your division. You can watch them on replays. It's not the same. You'd like to know what you are going up against. So I know why he said that.
Yeah, you can totally understand where he's coming from. But on that, let's talk about our team news, because Jayden Bogle makes his debut today. What are you expecting from him this season? I'm
delighted to see him on the starting lineup, because he got injured in the last game. He came off against Valencia. So actually see that they've been able to get him ready for this game. I think he's a key signing, because that area of the field last season, we were unfortunately having to use Archie Gray there, where his best position was midfield. We're using Sam Byram left back, right back. So it was a disjointed position for us. Bogle's come with experience. He's got the energy levels. He shows he does not like to pull out of challenges. If there's anything Leeds United fans want to see here at Elland Road, it's a good challenge. And he will give that. So he might have come from one of our arch rivals. Doesn't matter. He's a Leeds United player now, and he is a talent. So that position was a key area that we filled. Yeah,
I think there's going to be a lot of Leeds United fans excited to see how he plays.
You've got to be excited to see this kid.
The return of Pascal Struijk as well. We haven't seen him since Boxing Day. That is massive for us, isn't it? Massive for him as well.
Big for him, and also big for the fans, because he's a fan's favourite. We love what he's about. He's been here through thick and thin. He didn't see the best of him, like you said, Emma, the injury. Bit part, and when you're trying to get back from injuries, I know what it's like, one of the most injured men in this club's history, but it's hard to be able to get a good run of games under your belt when you get it. So fresh start, he's ready for the first game of the season, and what I love, he's a left-footed centre half. It gives us balance. You know, when Ampadu and Roden were there, did very well together, but they were both right-footed. So this gives us balance on the left side with a left footer and Joe Roden on the right. And it's easier when you're playing a Daniel Farker style of play. When your right footer playing out towards the right back with your right foot and a left footer playing out, it's just a lot easier for the team dynamics.
Bridgie, we have to talk about Mato Joseph, because he scored 4 in pre-season. He is full of confidence, and I think we're all so excited to see him, aren't we, this season?
I certainly am. I'm so pleased that he's had a good pre-season. He's got the goals under his belt. He's put in good performances. I wish we'd have seen more of this kid towards the end of last season. I thought he needed a good run in the team. He looks so lively. He scores goals, Emma, for one. He's athletic. So what is that? Daniel Farker does a press. We like a pressing game. He's got the energy levels to do that. He's a defender's nightmare, because what he's shown is he can run in behind defenders because of his pace. So then what they do, they drop off. He's also shown he can play with his back to goal. He holds the play up for others to come into. For me, the only thing I haven't really seen him do is get on the end of crosses where he's going to go and dominate that box aerially and get a goal with his head. He might have got a dive in at a pre-season, but when I'm going in, I'm talking like Alan Shearer-esque, going in and smashing it. But apart from that, we will see that if we're going to get the deliveries into him into the area. I like what he's about. He's an all-round striker. He leads the line very well.
And the manager clearly has a lot of faith in him, doesn't he?
He's got to, in pre-season. I mean, the goal that he scored against Valencia as well at home, it was lovely. The way he took it, he didn't snatch at his opportunity. Normally, when you're trying to impress, knowing that there's a game coming up at the next week, the starting game in the Championship, he made the Valencia defenders look stupid. He put them on the backside. We'll just see the little chop turn. And what he did, he had the composure to go low and hard. He's got 4 players around him. So that for me was the moment I went, whoa, this kid's ready for the first game of the season. His preparation has been spot on. Daniel Farke's put the trust in you. Now it's time for him to go and repay Daniel Farke and the fans.
I mean, I was going to ask you what advice you'd give him, but I think you've just given it there.
Just give it there. Yeah, you just got the performance. His professional, spot on attitude. He didn't kick off a stink when he wasn't playing towards the back end of last season, when he probably felt that he should have done with some of his performances. So just keep level-headed and go out and wear that white jersey with pride.
Well, do you know what? We've spoken about him enough. Yeah. Let's get the thoughts of the manager, Daniel Farke, ahead of this one, shall we?
Obviously, we have done business and really good business so far. To bring Joe Rodon in on a permanent basis is really good business. Like Jaden Bogle, also really good signing. Joe Roswell on loan. So I'm pretty pleased with our new faces. Brendan Aronson and Max Wöber are back from their loans. It's hard to compare the situation, especially once you have lost the best player in the league and the highest talented player in the league, and also a pretty important midfielder. We have also earned lots of money this summer, and then it's difficult to say that we are better equipped than in the last season. But the situation is much better, because last season there was pretty long uncertainty about many players with many loan clauses and exit clauses, and obviously it's always the same once a new manager comes in, and in the 6 months before there were 4 different managers. It's always like you need a bit time to get your ideas across and your values and your principles. And the advantage that we have in this season is right now that the players who were involved last season, also the staff members, everyone knows much more about our football, the values, how we want to work, how we want to play, also the principles, the processes. So we have a good basement to build on, and also in terms of the uncertainty, we are in a much better position than 12 months ago. So the situation is much better, but that we're allowed to speak about, that the group is already better. So we're just allowed to speak about this in the end of the season, and we see if we have the same amount of points. So 90 points last season was not too bad, and it will be difficult also to be even better than that. So for that, also some important players have left, and we have replaced them and need to replace them. But before one game is played, I'm far away of celebrating this group too much. So we are on a really good path. We had a really good preseason, but we have to prove it also when the real stuff starts right now. And like I mentioned before, there are also definitely 2 or 3 positions where we have to stay awake and try to strengthen the squad even a bit more, because we have lost high quality players as well, and for that, so far so good, but we're not the finished product yet.
Daniel Farke there is diplomatic but optimistic as ever. And you know, you said earlier about pre-season, Bridgie, but what do you think from what you've seen he's been working on this summer?
If there's anything I can identify, it's the pressing. I think he's gone to a new level with the press. I think we saw the goals against Valencia. We won a couple of balls high up in the top end of the field, where we've won the ball straight away, we're going to attack and we're getting goals from it. The reason he's doing that, teams play out. If you can win the ball high in the final third, we go and score, and we've got players that are capable of doing that. I think they call it repeated sprints, and what level can you go to when you're going to close down and then you win the ball back, you've got to go again. When we win the ball, everything's forward more play. So there's 2 things that I can highlight. It's the pressing that I've been super impressed with, and also the playing out, because Gruev and Anta doing that midfield, 2 very good ball players. You've got to use them in what they do. They're the ones that basically, when we're in possession, they start off our play to break the lines with their passes.
He also touched on the 90 points that we've referenced already from last season, and you and I were saying that's a very high bar, but he's the kind of manager that will look at that and see, right, where can we better ourselves then, where can we do better?
All day long, and that's where it comes to. We did so well once the window shut. He said we got the ship was steady then, I knew what I had to work with, and you saw the results go in an amazing run of form. The clean sheets were outstanding last season, so I think he would have said the 90 points this season, boys, is a minimum.
Well, the window's still open, Bridgie.
Yes.
So where do you, I'm gonna say hope. Where do you hope that we'll add?
Emma, I don't care where we add. I don't want to see.
Thank God you're not manager then.
I don't want to know, but I don't want to see loads come in. It's about quality.
Yeah.
So we've got to be very, very fine in picking the players that we want that are going to add to this squad, because you know they've got quality all over. When I look at Bogle right back, yes, Roden brilliant, Strauss in there, Firpo, quality players, Melia, yes, Amadou Grave, two of the best defensive midfielders in this division. Dan James, everybody wants him. Willie Nonto, everybody wants him. Rute, Joseph, maybe that striker could be the one. I don't want to outdo anybody. If you can get I want to give Joseph the opportunity, but to have somebody out there as that leading line and the number one striker that he knows is going to get you 20 a season, that could be a key area. But I look at the bench as well, very strong. So I'm not bothered, Emma. I want to see two big faces come through the door, which is quality.
But you can already see from what you've been saying there why Leeds United are favourites already at the start of the season. Just one more on Daniel Farke, Bridgie, because we've spoken about the fans, we've spoken about the players' expectations, but for him, the heartbreak was there. You could see it last season. He came so close too. So how's he going to be feeling, do you think, at the start of this season?
Him and his staff would have been absolutely disillusioned when they saw the figures that didn't get them promoted.
Yeah.
Because any other year, so you're going, we've done our job as a team of coaching staff. The players have gone and done their job. The fans have played their part. Everything was absolutely outstanding, apart from the playoff final. And he's got to go, right, we reset, we hit the button again, we are here, we're going to add to it, and we're going to tweak things and make it better. Now he's a smart man, he's a fantastic manager, and I love seeing him yet again when he gets interviewed. He looks so relaxed, calm. I call it a quiet positivity.
I like that. A lot of quiet positivity as well from the man who was given the captain's armband just a few weeks ago, Ethan Ampadu. He caught up with LUTV to discuss his hopes for this season.
Now this week, everything online is full of predictions for this season. Everyone's trying to work out what the championship is going to be like. From your perspective, what kind of season are you expecting? Similar to last year, or will there be differences, do you think?
Obviously it's going to be challenging, it's going to be relentless again. I think it's like that every year, so we're not expecting any different, but hopefully we're expecting from ourselves a little bit more, just that maybe 1 or 2%, or even if it's 5-10% that can get us over the line this year. We're prepared to put all the work in for it.
A few of your teammates have spoke to us and talked about the start to the season being important, because obviously we didn't get off to the best of starts last year, so is that something you're targeting internally to really sort of kick off and start well?
Yeah, of course. The start's massive, but the start's only massive if you can maintain that throughout the year as well. Obviously, everyone knows that last year we might have got off to a slower start than we wanted. So to change that this year, to get off on the front foot, on the positive foot, and try to put pressure on others is what we're going to try and do. But we know that the season's very long, and we know that the season's not defined after just the first game, but we want to make the first game the right one.
But the good thing is, as a collective group, you've got a lot of experience from last year, haven't you? Which do you feel will be a big advantage this year?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we have the hurt and the emotions from last year. It's just that we've tried to spin that and put it in a positive way.
And what can we expect from the team? Do we feel, for the supporters, is it going to be similar to last year? Can you give us an insight into maybe different things you've worked on, or what we can expect?
A team that's going to give you everything again, everything for the badge, everything for the fans, everything for everyone.
Nice little plug.
Caught us out
Please
there.
don't choke.
Caught
Please
us out
don't choke
there.
live on air. Right, back to business. Ethan Ampadu, captain's armband, massive that, isn't it? I mean, he is the right man for the job, I think we all agree, but at such a young age, that's a big duty, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, when he signed last season, we're kind of going, yep, he's here. I knew he was a leader, I knew he was a great player. I didn't realise at such a young age how many games he actually had under his belt. So to see the way he's developed, the way he's led, he's been given the armband. So normally you need a captain that is going to play the games. Is he going to start? Yes, he is. You need somebody that's good in the dressing room. You've seen that whenever there's people around him, he's got that leadership and authority, but he's also kind of got a charisma and an aura that you want to be around him, and you can see the players resonate with that. So I think all in all, a very good decision. And the best thing about Ethan is his performances on the park, whether it's centre half, whether it's central defender, but this season we're going to see him back in that centre midfield role, which I think is his position.
Well, we're about to find out if Ethan Ampadu has got any other skills up his sleeve, because you might remember, if you joined us last season, that every single match day we played Art Club.
Oh, you're bringing it back?
Yes, we are. So we're bringing back Art Club, but with a twist. So this time, the players have to draw their teammates, but in a certain situation. And Bridgie, it's on you to guess who the player is and what it is they're doing.
Double trouble this season,
Yes,
isn't it? Oh,
and we kick-started it with Ethan Ampadu.
Here we go.
Right then. Bad start. This is what I should have done at the start. That is poor. Honestly, we've not got a great start, have we? I do apologise.
Okay then, Bridgie, so who is that and what are they doing?
I've got no idea who it is, but I think they're standing on top of a cookie, so I think it's somebody that loves their chocolate cookies.
I can see that. Originally I thought it was a pepperoni pizza. It's neither of those things.
Oh.
Did you not look at the hair? What was the hair colour?
I was too busy having another drink.
Okay, well, they had very blonde hair. Who might that be?
Oh, it's got to be Paddy Bamf.
Absolutely
Bamford.
not. It's Ethan Ampadu, Bridgie. I couldn't have given you more help there. He had to draw himself. And he's not on a cookie.
You can't do that. That's a trick question. You can't draw.
He's not on a cookie.
Right.
He's not on a pizza.
Yeah.
It's Ethan Ampadu on the moon.
On the moon?
Yeah.
Why does he want to be on the moon?
I think that says all we need to say about that. But we will be doing it again next week.
Wow.
So it just improve, yeah?
Yeah, improve. You can't draw yourself.
No, you need to get better at
Oh,
it.
sorry.
As well, Richie. Look, let's just touch on today's opposition, shall we?
Come on then.
What are you expecting from them?
I'm expecting them to have a right good go. They've got their opportunity now in the Championship. They'll be full of confidence after promotion. They're coming up against one of the favourite team in the division to get promoted. There's no better opportunity for them to come and say we've arrived in the Championship and have a good go. Matt Ritchie signed from Newcastle United. He's on the bench. He's a big player taking the leap down. Paddy Lane, 12 goals last season, 6 assists. We've got to try and isolate him. And then they've got Silvera. Now, a man that I've seen in Australia with Central Coast Mariners. Very good player, was with Middlesbrough last season as well. Good player, so we've got to try and nullify them.
Right, Bridgie, kick-off is fast approaching.
Yeah.
In 2 words, score prediction.
3-1 Leeds.
Right, the atmosphere is absolutely incredible here at Elland Road, but before we hand it over to Bryn Law and Tony Dorigo for our commentary this afternoon, let's get the thoughts of Dan James.
Well, Dan, here we are again, looking forward to the start of a new season.
Yeah, we can't wait. Obviously, we felt that crowd last week. You know, it feels like it's been a long time coming, but, you know, we're expecting the same today. Let's hope we can get off to a good start.
What's the mood in the group ahead of this campaign?
Yeah, obviously it's been a great pre-season. We've had a great trip away. You know, obviously we have some good results, but you know, we haven't got any points on the board yet. It starts here, and like I said, hopefully we can continue it. We're very confident coming into this game, so hopefully we can show that.
Portsmouth are new to this league. They're going to want to put on a show today themselves, aren't they? Here.
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously a big club. They did fantastic last season. I think 97 points, won the league, and they'll be full of confidence coming here.
Last one. Number 7 on the back today. New one for you?
Yeah, a little bit different. You know, it came a little bit late, but yeah, it's one that I know. Obviously, Joel went to the 10, and I got offered it, and I definitely thought that I wanted to take it. So yeah.
Let's hope it's a lucky number. Good luck.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Welcome back. Here we go again. Leeds United embark on another championship campaign, and what a sight we have in front of us here. The adrenaline levels beginning to rise already as we look around Elland Road, which is resplendent. Yellow shirts in their thousands, the new away kit in evidence all around the ground. Plenty of the new white shirts as well. The sun is shining here. The pitch is bright green and looking pristine. The noise levels have been high. Portsmouth have brought plenty of supporters with them as well, and everything is in place, everything is set up for what we hope will be a rip-roaring opening day in a new championship season. Delighted to say Tony Dorigo is alongside me, and no doubt is also looking forward to all that lies ahead.
Well, when you say all, yes, of course I am.
Norwich away on a Tuesday night.
No, don't worry. Plymouth away on a Wednesday night in February. Yeah, no, it's exciting. Of course it is. Every time the first game of the season comes around, whether it's players, staff, fans alike, all have high hopes, optimism for that season. But I got to say, I think we as Leeds United fans have every right to have high hopes. I think we're looking strong. I think we've got some exciting players. The emergence of the likes of Joseph. I'm looking at our bench. We've got strength in depth. I think there are one or two more players possibly to come in as well. And we are installed as favourites for a reason, and rightly so.
Well, there you go. Let's hope that incredibly optimistic opening salvo from Tony Dorigo there pretty much chimes with how we're feeling at the end of this one in a couple of hours' time. The two teams emerge from down below, and the roar goes up to greet them. And for the first time this season, marching on together rings out around Elland Road. What a sight, what a sound. That really, well, reminds you what we've all been missing. It may have been a summer of sport, but it's just not quite the same, is it? I mean, Tony was away at the Olympics in the last few days, but it's not comparable.
Exactly. I didn't quite make it through to the 100-metre final. However, I saw some great athletes and great passion, but I wanted to get back here, and this is what it's all about. Just listen to that.
Leeds players go through the preliminaries with a Portsmouth side that's been promoted to this level for the first time in 12 years. The last time Portsmouth were here was 2011, in the 2011-2012 season when they were relegated. It's taken them a long time to get back. A club with a significant and proud history have been rather struggling in some regards in recent times, but they'll feel that they're back in the big time here for sure. And for a newly promoted side, there is no better big time feel than a trip to Elland Road on the opening day, is there?
And we have to be aware of that as well, because League One champions, they're full of confidence. Don't need to mention Ipswich last season, do I? So they're going to come here full of fight, full of vigour, and we need to match that fight. But for them, getting promotion is all about playing on a bigger stage, and there is no bigger stage in the championship than here at Elland Road. They're going to be loving it. What we're going to make sure that they don't love it too much, and after an hour or so they're dreading it and they want the final whistle. But we can only do that by certainly winning the battle first and then showing how good we are.
Just ticking round to 12:30 UK time. Many of you will be joining us from many far-flung corners around the globe, so it's a very good morning, afternoon, or indeed evening to those of you who are beyond the UK. Many of you may be on holiday as well. Italy and Spain, I think, amongst the list of countries in which you can take visual coverage of this LUTV fixture this afternoon. So if you're sitting poolside, I hope you're going to have a really good afternoon and order plenty of cocktails. Before we have the game, as part of the build-up to the game, the two teams will take their places around the centre circle, and there'll be a minute's applause to remember those who've left us since the last time we were all here at Elland Road. All Leeds are we, the Elland Road family remembers. And now we're almost ready for the off. A long campaign awaits, and it all begins here. Leeds United against Portsmouth at Elland Road on day one. Twists and turns aplenty to come, no doubt. That's the Championship. Leeds so close last season. This time have to make sure that the job gets done. Mato Joseph, big day for Mato Joseph, who's had a really good pre-season for Leeds. He's been in excellent form and he starts up top for Leeds United today, and the game is underway. And Leeds United move the ball backwards. Pascal Stroud